Alright, the coast is clear. It's time for me to show a few updates I made here. It's quite a few actually. So this is DS Remastered. This of course has the Age of Sunlight overhaul caked on top of it. Pretty much went through and gutted this game. I freak out at imperfection, so it's I'm sharply and acutely or proficiently cutting through the files and modifying things as need be. Covered this in my previous video, my slider set for guts. That I went in and edited the base starting set or the starting classes. As you can see here, 100-man Slayer, superhuman strength, agile and strong, just guts. I also even found the most accurate armor to him. This is specifically his Golden Age adaptation, and so on and so forth. You just have to, you just have to take my word for it. I went in depth, gutted the game, where applicable, did what needed to be done when I had to do it. He's got a large upper body. Actually, I don't even need to do this. Let's back out. Let's just load it up. I've already got the preset or the sliders pre-made. I'll just load it in here. It skips the intro cutscene. But here's what you start with. You basically starts with the Golden Age Claymore. He's got his gear that mimics the Golden Age, and he's got a crossbow. Not the crossbow he gets after he loses his arm. Even though that wouldn't be too bad. By the way, I have that modded in here, Guts' crossbow. So what I'm gonna do here, because I know he can't wield this weapon, is I'm gonna take it off. Guess I'm gonna have to pretty much punch my way through the enemy here. Okay, so as I'm running through this stage here, I'm just gonna cover all the things that I've tweaked and modified that were in my eyes they were bugs in my previous playthrough video. All stats have been properly tweaked according to the classes. Characters who are OP or have their own custom weapons, chances are those weapons are just too strong for your starting character. You're gonna have to build yourself up to use your items, but you have them when you start the game. Oddly enough. So, tweak wise, I have the overhaul called Age of Sunlight. I also have the 2020 textures on the on all of the on everything pretty much. Then on top of that, I went and got the classic OG HD upscale textures from the Prepare to Die edition. It's a modification someone released that basically just reverts all of the armor's color schemes back to what they used to be. Let's be honest here, the armors look way better in the original Dark Souls. Probably should lighten the brightness here. We'll get into a light area soon. My character is currently hollowed out. I'm gonna get rid of it. You can see the humanities on the bottom left. That's those black lemon-shaped ghost ethereal things. The icon on the bottom left, I'll use them when I get to the proper bonfire that will allow me to, make my character look like my character again. So I went through basically the entire game in its entirety. I modified all of the textures with 2020 textures. Then I went back in Nexus. I scoured through all of the released mods in the Nexus, and I found pretty much everything that came out after 2020 that's superior, and I kicked it into my game. As you can see here, the end result is a game you just can't screen arch. This game is beautiful from head to toe. I also rescanned, as you saw from the sliders earlier. I added in a skin mod that basically next gens the way the characters look. Crap. Don't worry, I'm gonna get him. Yeah, but the skin texture pretty much just like next level the way the character models look, which I appreciate. Okay, I picked up something here, something I can use. Okay, up, like I'm using the spear. Alright, spear it is, baby. What I like about Age of Sunlight is it adds in all new movesets and animations for every weapon. As you can see here for the spear, he's standing weird. See it? He's got like a spear stance. Always found that crazy. I love that. Oh, it's so cool. Oh yeah, the door fogs I replaced. I didn't like the previous versions of the door fogs. I put something a little more subtle and more high res, as you can see there. It's freaking me out at first. Okay, when I get to this character over here, Stora, I think he's behind this wall here. Look closely at his armor. You'll notice it's the proper. It's not remaster armor. It's the proper. It's an HD variation or an upscaled variation of the original release. Okay, so here's a store right here. I'll try to get in close enough for you to like see him or whatever. Kind of tough. It's pretty dark. As close as I can get. But you can see like the grittiness of the way the armor looks. I'm gonna skip what he's saying here.
I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit.
Just smashing E here. I guess that's it. Yeah, that's it. These textures, also they add in back bump mapping and sheen to the armors, which I appreciate. I know the remaster is physics wise it's superior to the OG game, but they made mistakes with the textures in my opinion, which we rectified via modding. These 2020 textures are absolutely unbelievable, by the way. I can't screen arch anything. I'm not used to that. Yeah, let's not get killed here. This humanities, they regenerate your life. This is a heads up if you didn't know. Yeah, player. Oh, you still hit me. Haha, range. Yeah, these textures, there's various armor replacements. I went through this game. I made sure not to replace armors of NPCs that are already established in the base game. So basically, if you meet an NPC and he has a certain armor that he wears, I didn't modify it, which means I had to be very particular. Specifically, armors that lie. Oh, this is more my style right here. Thank God. Pretty much armors that lie around instead of armors that other people wear. Actually, I don't know. That's not my style. Sticking with the spear. That's for that Link slider or the Link starting class that I made. He's got like the Master Sword and the Hyrulean Shield. Woo, that turned out okay. I couldn't see nothing. Yeah, this Age of Sunlight. Ah, crap. Age of Sunlight makes everything way faster. The controls are way more responsive. Enemies have more moves. It's really impressive. Makes this game way more fun. This game was already superior to the other Dark Souls. Those textures look insane, by the way. In my opinion, you really need 4K textures on large characters like this. Otherwise, they look awful. I love that. Shoot, in a second, I'll cover more mods I have in here that I haven't spoke about. Cool, got a soul. I always use that soul to build my strength up. So another cool crazy mod I have in here is, you know, in every Dark Souls game you can like roll through pots, right? Well, I have a mod. See if I can get it to work. I gotta find one first. There we go. There's a mod so that when you break pots, you get items out of them. They're hand placed by the modder, but it's pretty nuts, man. It's pretty nuts. It even comes when you get the mod with the randomizer. Isn't that crazy? Never. Well, we did think of that. It's just From Software didn't care. They still don't exercise putting things in a breakable objects. So this can't be the right way. I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, that's nuts. That's a very fun mod though that I added in here. It's crazy because there's actually a program that you could use to pretty much add in all of your textures, specifically 2020 textures. But after that, you can't modify it. So I had to manually find another software, use said software to literally one by one input textures for all of my armors and weapons and etc. Which was, you guys have no idea how much life I lost doing it. So I think I covered this in a previous video, but what makes remastered so superior, you know, besides little things like the FPS increase and the higher resolution, is the physics on plants. You can actually see the wind blowing through plants outside and things like that. In the base game, the plants don't really move, and it's really jarring and janky when you look back at it, especially in comparison videos. You could probably like YouTube a comparison video and see how wildly different the games look with just these little tidbits of physics.
Oh, in the ancient legends, it is.
So mod wise, I got that the breakable objects give you items mod. I have 2020 textures. I have all the OG armor textures that have been AI upscaled times 4. I have a lighting mod which pretty much just reworks the lighting for this game to make everything blend. It's more hyper realistic. If you've seen like the vanilla or the default game, then you know like these um blades of grass here, they do not blend with the stage at all in the base game. Now you can see I modified it. I also have a personal reshade that pretty much takes the Disney out of the color scheme here, makes things less color separated, you know, gives everything more consistency. Because you know ambience is pretty important with games like this, especially Dark Souls. The end result. Oh, also, my UI. I showed this earlier, but my UI has been replaced with a DS3 UI too, to you know, modernize this game a little more.
Well,
I don't think this dude gives me nothing, so I'm gonna skip him. Yeah, he don't give me nothing. I'm gonna use these. I rarely use these to like heal. Plus, I'm about to get my character looking right here. So I'm gonna reverse the hollowing. This is what reversing hollowing does. Makes your character look like what you made. Makes him human again. Here's my gut skin, or my gut sliders. Yep, all of their HD glory. It's a combination of skin mod, and I also learned the sliders a little. You know, I learned more about the sliders, how to manipulate them better. And the end result is I came up with a far more accurate face for guts now, which I'm very happy with, by the way. And yeah, I finally got a guts, man. Authentic looking guts. I wonder if something in here. Nope. So in my previous video, I tell you, man, I freak out at the smallest stuff. But in my previous video, there was a bug with my trees. Something to do with the maps. Something about the lighting was screwed up. And it made my trees have like this crazy tie-dye, sparkly, DDS looking, you know, static texture on the trees when a light hit it at a certain angle. But as you can see, I individually went through every file and I fixed it. And this is the end result. My trees are fixed now. Just an example of how like how stringent I am, or how specific I can be with things. Slightest things freak me out. If you really look at remastered, because I know what this guy looks like in Prepare to Die edition, this NPC. If you really look at remastered, it's leaps and bounds ahead of the base game. Just for the hair alone, there was a bug actually in the default game where his head clipped through his hair. It was weird. God, it's so dude, that's so cool. The items. Look at that. It gives you incentive to break the pots now. I like the new move sets, the movement speed, all of these upgrades. So at this point, what I typically would do, at least in my old playthrough video, was I'd run off to the right of the bonfire here, up, not up that hill. I'd run back here, and there's like a little cell you drop down into that takes you out to the back of this mountain here, and there's a Zweiander back there that I modded to be Guts's Zweiander, or Guts's great sword. Not the Dragon Slayer, but the Golden Age version. But the cool thing about this is that I already have it. I already have it because of the starting class. So really all I need to do now is just build my strength up. I think you need quite a bit of strength to use this thing. Yeah, you need 26 strength, and I'm only at 12. Which, by the way, I still love. I have the soul from that fat monster I killed earlier. I'm definitely gonna be using that to get a few more levels into my strength. And of course the souls I already have in combination with the little souls I've been collecting along the way, I think I can get to 26 really fast without without grinding. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase all of these tweaks and fixes I've made, showing that Dark Souls 1 looks better than Dark Souls 3, unfortunately. And not unfortunately, this is universally panned as the greatest Dark Souls game in creation. So I understand modding it and pretty much modernizing it to so that we can keep playing it throughout the years. But yeah, these are the mods I've added so far. I'll be going through and tweaking little minute things, but this is pretty much the gist of what I wanted in this game, because I'm currently working on my full playthrough of it, which is so fun because I have to experience this as a Dark Souls fan. So I'm not gonna drag the video out anymore. All the bugs have been fixed. This is freaking awesome. My gut sliders are in a previous video for you guys. If you want your own guts, make sure you pick up the hair mod that will be in the description. And it's pretty much it. God bless.